Motronics.
Now I'm behind the wheel of the 2025 Chevy Equinox LT, and this one is front-wheel drive, and that is important. Why is that important? Because the front-wheel drive models get a CVT, a continuously variable transmission, which the Equinox has never had before. And, you know, CVTs have a certain kind of reputation, well, at least in my experience, they have a certain kind of reputation for being, I don't know, rubbery feeling, and maybe not even all that great. As it stands, the Equinox I'm in right now has the turbocharged 1.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. That's production code LSD for anyone following or keeping track of production codes at home. And because it hooks up to the CVT, it actually makes slightly less torque than the 8-speed automatic used on all-wheel drive models. So 175 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque here in this particular model I'm in now. All-wheel drive models get slightly more torque. Okay, so let's see how the Equinox, with the first ever CVT in an Equinox, let's see how it drives. And since we're in a parking lot, we might as well make full use of it. Oh, wow. That is a pleasant surprise. This doesn't feel rubbery at all. This actually feels very nice. Yeah, not rubbery. This feels more direct, actually, than the Equinox all-wheel drive with the 8-speed that I just finished driving less than an hour ago. So this is quite a pleasant surprise, at least to me. Okay, so let's say I needed to step on it and get out into some traffic. It actually chirps the tires. And then, of course, traction and stability control kick in, and they take all that away. Luckily, I can disable traction control. But nevertheless, yeah, I could chirp the tires, which was another pleasant surprise. The suspension is doing a very good job of absorbing almost all of the imperfections in the road. In fact, engineers that worked on the program tell me that it was exactly this that they were after. They really wanted to deliver a smoother ride that was more compliant and more comfortable compared to the outgoing or last generation Chevy Equinox. And in that regard, they have certainly succeeded. I'm driving now on some pretty harsh pavement here. This probably hasn't been repaved in well over a decade or two, probably, maybe even more. Here's a pothole. Oh, doesn't really disturb the Equinox all that much. And this is a very good quality, because after all, that is what a vehicle like this is really what it's all about. You don't want to, have your teeth hit together when you're going over a pothole of some kind. You want a nice, smooth driving experience, and this is exactly what the 25 Equinox delivers. The seating position is quite good. I have all the visibility that I would want in front of me and to the sides through the front side windows, and the same thing goes actually for the two rear windows, the ones above the rear doors. Those windows are actually bigger than the front windows here on the front side windows. So there's plenty of visibility taking place in the Equinox, with the sole exception of the rear window. The rear window is actually quite short and quite stubby, and that of course decreases rearward visibility. But the good news is that there is a solution. The solution is the rear camera mirror, which this particular Equinox is equipped with. Now, I know that there's some who don't really like to use the rear camera mirror because it takes a little bit of time to get used to. That it does, absolutely. But personally, I'm a big fan of it, and I have it turned on and enabled right now. If you don't want to use it, you can simply, with the flip of a finger, essentially the flip of this stem, you can turn it into a traditional rear view mirror. But all in, the visibility story of the 25 Equinox is very, very good. The same thing goes for the seat. The seat is quite comfortable. The ride is very, very comfy as well. And again, to my surprise, the CVT does a great job of delivering the power without making it feel like it is made of all kinds of rubbery parts. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, just judging by my smile alone here, I think that should tell you just how much I'm enjoying driving the 25 Equinox with the CVT. I never thought in a million years that those words in that order, enjoying driving CVT, that those words would ever come out of my mouth. But here I am. The year's 2024, and I'm driving a 2025 Equinox. So I guess anything's possible. The screen story in the 25 Equinox is also very good. There is an 11-inch driver information center, otherwise known as a digital gauge cluster. And then there's also an 11.3-inch center infotainment screen. Both of these screens are high-tech. They have really crisp, bright graphics. The center infotainment screen is quick to respond to touch inputs, while the 11-inch driver information center is quick to respond to the button inputs here on the 3 o'clock portion of the steering wheel. So the screen story is also very good in the 25 Equinox. This is shaping up to be, I think you're getting the point here, but this is shaping up to be quite a competent vehicle all around. One that doesn't beat you up, one that's quite comfortable, and one that gets the job done and really brings you to wherever it is that you need to go in style. And what I mean by style is, well, the 25 Equinox has style, and a lot of it. Compared to the last gen Equinox, which kind of had ho-hum styling, it really had forgettable styling that didn't really offend anyone, but it also didn't surprise anyone pleasantly, I would say. At least that was the case for me. Well, this Equinox fixes all of that. It fixes that on the outside by delivering a very, very attractive, visually attractive exterior with all kinds of nice design cues that really make the design more muscular, more bold. It's something that Chevy calls infusing its truck DNA into the Equinox, and in that regard, it certainly has done exactly that. But beyond that, the cabin has been completely revamped with new tech, new comfort features, all kinds of safety features as well, and brand new materials that are really an entire level above what we saw in the last generation Equinox. So this is quite a redesign. And then you add on to that the technology, you add on to that the substantially improved exterior design and this cabin. And what do you get? Well, from my first drive, you get a very, very good vehicle, one that's very competent despite having a CVT. Despite having a CVT. That to me is the biggest surprise. It's the biggest upset of the automotive world for the 2024 calendar year. Chevy's now using a continuously variable transmission in its core non-truck product, and it doesn't suck. Not only does it not suck, it's actually pretty good. For GMAuthority.com and the Metrolix Network, I'm Alex Luft. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Motrolix.